We'll do it live. Fuck it. Yeah. We'll do it live. Fuck it.
Go live.
It's time for America's #1 new podcast.
Oh, that's not the right one.
Not the right podcast.
That's not the right.
I don't think.
It's just us.
Yeah, boy. That's the way to kick off the show, huh?
It is.
We are the Outcast Podcast, and we're back for yet another live episode. Thanks to those of you listening on YouTube and on Twitch and around the world on Facebook or wherever you are.
Sorry.
We thank you for listening. We have a jam-packed show today, so we don't have a ton of time to waste.
Good.
But I would like to introduce you to our outcast here. We have the brown guy, Ramo G.
What's up, y'all? How y'all feeling?
The freaking Puerto Rican.
How y'all doing?
You didn't really. You don't really sound like a brown guy. You sound more
Okay.
Like a white guy.
My apologies. I didn't understand that there was sounding like a brown guy. Hola, how you doing, man? You guys okay?
Yeah, there you go. You sound brown there.
You sound like you gotta take a shit,
I might have to, quite honestly, but you know.
and it's fucking up your speaking skills.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Let's hear from our African American friend here. It's
We just
Memphis.
did.
What's up?
Oh, shut the fuck up, motherfucker. I
And-
can tell some of my people here right now to a chick.
We also have our white guy.
what the hell's this?
to me.
What?
Spring roll?
Spring
Sorry.
roll?
You guys are tripping with that shit.
Yeah, what the hell was that? Was that
Palmdale.
Stevie B's
Palmdale.
trans cousin? I don't know what.
All right, now that you've
gosh, I don't
met
know.
all the characters on the show, let's just get into it. First, before we get too far, I remember in Little League, we would start the game with the national anthem. So I figured on today's show, we would honor the great James Earl Jones, who passed away. If we could roll the tape out. James Earl Jones.
I like it.
Here he is.
Look how he walked up to the mic.
Look at this guy.
Serious.
Not here to play.
Say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming,
That's when Barry Bonds had a small head.
whose broad stripes
Before the steroids.
and bright stars
This was from the All-Star game. Major League Baseball back in the day.
Cal Ripken.
He's still pretty good.
And he had such a good voice, he didn't have to sing the national anthem. You know, he just voiced the national
I
anthem.
actually like it.
Very unique. I don't remember this.
I think it's dope.
It is.
Look at that, man. Like, all I gotta do is just speak this convictedly, with conviction.
Convictedly? What was that word you
With
just said?
conviction.
That's
I was
strong.
trying to say conviction and something else, so, pardon my bad French.
Yeah.
So
Respect,
that was at
respect.
the MLB
Respect.
All-Star game,
Respect.
1993 in Baltimore.
That was
So
beautiful.
Yeah, it was dope.
Good.
He
good
was a
shit.
really talented guy, and we're going to pay homage to him later on in the show.
Good. Darth Vader?
Yes.
Sweet.
We will-
I am your father.
All of his
He
great
never
moments.
said that.
We will relive those coming up. But first, I want to also mention today, as we move along with as many topics as we can get to, today is 9/11.
Sad.
September 11th, 2024. We're now 23 years removed
That's crazy.
Damn.
Wow.
from 9/11.
Shut up.
I'd like to honor the 2,983 men, women, and children that were killed in the 2001 attacks at the World Trade Center. So how about a moment of silence, and for the folks aboard Flight 93. And there you have it. Our moment of silence on 9/11. Do you remember where you were, Memphis, when it happened?
Yes.
Where were you?
I was on a plane leaving Shreveport, Louisiana, with one of my homeboys. We went down and was gambling.
You're on the wrong plane.
No.
No kidding. I'm joking.
That's all right. We'll make sure.
Hey,
I'll make sure you.
9/11 jokes, they're great, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm
Yeah.
just fucking with you.
Too soon?
No. Oddly enough, I was in New York 2 days before that.
That's crazy.
I was there 2 days before that, and I had this bad habit at the time where I would just get on a plane and just disappear, and everybody thought I was on one of those planes. Because when they happened,
Was there a concert going on there in New York?
no, my best friend lived there. He
Oh,
lived in the
cool.
Bronx, so I went up to kick it with him, and then my other
Nice.
homeboy was like, hey, let's go down to Louisiana and go gamble. I'm like, I don't like gambling, but I ain't never been to Shreveport.
Did you find out about the planes hitting buildings while you were on a plane?
Yeah, so the pilot came on, was like, ladies and gentlemen, because we were flying to Memphis from Shreveport, which was like a 35-minute flight. And he was like, well, we're going to be in the air for a while because plane hit the World Trade Center. They
didn't they ground all the planes immediately after, though?
Yeah, we were in the air, and the pilot told us, we was like, what? I'm like, is that the Twin Towers? I'm like, dude, I was just there. I'm like, ain't no way.
But didn't they ground all the planes immediately after?
Not the planes that were already in the air.
But your plane just kept flying around?
No, we were already in the air. It was a lot of planes.
They were going south, probably not.
Right.
Yeah, we were already.
Maybe all the planes that were kind of localized.
No, well, planes are flying across the United States.
But they did ground all the planes.
But they grounded them. So we were in a holding pattern for like an hour because it took to get everybody to land because, they had to find the airports, big enough to, like there were 747s landing and stuff like in Memphis because FedEx is there. So they have runways that can hold these planes and stuff. So we were there for a while. And then we got in the airport and we were walking through. And they had this is when they used to have TVs on around the airports, and that's when we saw the first tower fall. And I was like, man, that ain't real. That ain't real. So we just kept it moving, and people was freaking out. I'm like, yeah, that can't be real until we got to the house. And I'm like, holy shit, this shit is real. Oh boy, here we are.
Now, what about you, Tomcat? Where were you?
I was in bed. I was sick. I was in Orlando at college going to Full Sail, and I heard it out in the living room. I came running out. It was like 9-something, of course, in the morning. And
it was like
saw it on the TV, and I remember my first words were, "We're going to war." And boy, were we!
You ain't kidding.
Boy, were we!
Wrong country, but we did.
What about you, Ramo? What were you doing on 9/11?
Wrong, bro.
I was dancing to some salsa music, man.
God,
Jackass.
You probably
No, actually, believe it or not, this is the funniest shit. This was before.
How could 9/11 be funny?
No. I mean, my situation was really funny because I was actually sleeping on my sofa because I was doing the night show with Brian at that time. We hadn't started the freak show yet, not in the mornings. And I was sleeping, waiting to go pick my kids up. Like I had fell asleep on my sofa. I woke up after the first plane hit. And when I got up to look at the TV and I was watching the news for whatever reason, as they were telling the news, the second plane hit right then. And I was like, initially like, wait a minute, how are they showing me the replay of the plane hitting the Twin Towers and there's smoke coming from one of the Twin Towers already? And then they said, oh my God, another plane has just hit the other tower. And I knew, I was like, damn it.
I do think that was the scariest moment because then you knew we were absolutely under attack.
Oh, yeah,
it wasn't like an accident or something.
Right.
Yep.
You're right.
I think everybody was like, oh shit. Like what you say, like, yep, we about to go fight somebody. Like, we was like, God. Because in our generation, we had never seen anything like that. The only thing that happened like on our country was Pearl Harbor. So that hadn't happened. So, and then it was like, I was like, oh boy, this shit about to get real, and boy, did it.
But I mean, think about it. They've been kind of prepping us for kind of stuff like that for ages. I don't know if you guys had to do this, but when I was in elementary school, not only did we have tornado drills, that too, but only in gym. We actually did bomb drills. Where you would have to like hide under your desk and shit. I remember that.
We didn't do that.
You guys didn't do that?
No,
yes, we did that. We did that. But that was for nuclear shit.
We didn't even
Same
do that.
shit?
Not that it would help.
Yeah,
the
right,
desk
right.
is going to save you. This wood desk is going to totally protect me from...
Shit, I'm like this.
That's just so I don't know what desk is on top of the pile of person.
I'm just going to run in the coat room and hope for the best.
If that happens, just... Yeah.
The other thing that was scary, people forget too that the Pentagon got hit that day, and also the Flight 93, I believe. Or
what did they fight them down?
They fought them and it crashed. Yeah, in Pennsylvania. Yeah.
So when you started seeing planes going down all over the country, you're sitting at your house wondering, well, at what point is a plane going to maybe hit something close to me? Is what I was kind of
absolutely thinking that. Yeah.
Are they going to go down the entire coast?
How far is this? Are we actually under a real attack? Like you didn't know at the time. It was really scary.
Well, I mean, luckily for us, we live in an area that's really not all that stronghold of America. Like We got a great community here. Not to put anything against us, we're a pretty big area.
I was in
but, like,
Orlando. It was a little weird.
that's a little bit of bigger. Like they got Disney
yeah.
there, a lot of international. That might be a little scarier, sure.
I don't know. I wouldn't say that, man. I wouldn't say that.
Well,
man.
it's just I wasn't home.
Because if a crazy person, I mean, if somebody really want to do something,
Well, 100%.
you're gonna do stuff in a place
Of
that
course,
they
of
would
course, but
not
I'm saying
likely expect.
But if they were targeting something, I don't know that it would be this area. Like they would cause more harm hitting areas with like
Nobody care
army
about this
bases.
area.
Tampa has what MacDill, you know what I'm saying? The other coast got the Space Coast with NASA, and I think they have an Air Force base out there as
All
well.
we got is McDonald's.
I like that. Yeah. We got a Chili's.
Have you guys heard
Two.
about the
That's the Sonic.
architects and engineers for
Doing good.
9/11 Truth? Have you guys ever heard of this? The
It sounds like a
architects
conspiracy
and
thing to me.
engineers for 9/11 Truth.
Yes, and what I will say about this, it is very interesting. A lot of what I saw in a video that you actually showed me, Gentry, is talking about this Building 7. Am I wrong?
There was a Building 7.
I saw a
and
lot of stuff,
There are
yeah.
conspiracies around 9/11. That's
There
for
is.
sure.
Sure.
Was he a
So-
bad boy here? Was he
And
a bad
these,
boy
I'm not
there?
saying it's a
Maybe,
conspiracy.
maybe.
Well, I'm just saying, so what you're saying is these architects are saying that these buildings fell from planned explosions and not from
Right, I
them
saw that,
falling
yeah.
because of the jet fuel. If that's what they're saying, right?
They
Yeah.
were built to withstand something like that. Like what they're
Also-
saying is what would have crumbled is maybe the area in which the plane happened. But like if you look at the buildings, they were decimated.
Well, jet
now I
fuel-
don't know if that could happen.
Well, jet
but
fuel doesn't burn that hot to melt all that shit anyway for it to crumble.
just
That's
still
what they
right.
said
Yeah.
about the Building 7 that I if I'm getting this right, they're saying that it was basically pristine compared to all the other ones in the area. It didn't
Sure.
look like anything fell in it or any jet fuel was burning on it. And then if you look at it, when it falls right here in the middle like you would buckle a building to buckle it and fold it in. And if you watch it,
space is fake.
and that's what happened. So I think that's what these engineers are looking at. Plus, they're saying that the mayor had a bunker that was in there that he chose not to go to, was in the upper level of Building 7, and then a bunch of files from some very important stuff
Well,
were also
Giuliani
in
was
there.
the mayor at that time.
Now, do you think the plane that got taken down in Pennsylvania was the one that was supposed to hit Building 7?
No,
or
that was the one that was
you're
supposed to go to
Nah.
the White House. And my thing about that is I feel like that may or may not have been shot down because it was on its way to the White House.
talking- Right.
There's
Well,
that.
I have a clip here
Oh,
that,
Georgie.
to add to the conspiracy. I don't know if they call this red pilling or blue pilling, but
I like it. It's
Don't
like
take
the
the pill either
Matrix.
way.
Red pill.
we've got we
yeah,
got the pills
it's
here
laced.
on 9. We got the 9/11 pills.
It's
We're
got
gonna get
fentanyl
They
in it.
definitely have fentanyl.
Yeah, it's definitely laced. Don't take the pills.
If you get it from Florida,
Let me introduce you to Larry Silverstein.
Oh God.
This guy owned the buildings, the two twin towers.
He owned them.
He owned them when it happened. Roll the tape. This is very interesting.
Silverstein, a commercial real estate tycoon with international political connections, acquired a 99-year lease on the World Trade Center complex in the spring of 2001. Throughout the summer, he reworked the insurance policies on his new property, making sure that it was covered for acts of terrorism. Explicit in the lease agreement was Silverstein's right to rebuild the complex if it were destroyed.
Insurance.
After 9/11, Mr. Silverstein fought his insurers in court to obtain double his policy limits for the destruction of his property, maintaining that the double hijacking constituted 2 disasters caused by terrorists, not just one. He won
2.
and was awarded over $7 billion, a magnificent return on his original $15 million investment.
15 million to 7 billion. That's all the reason you need right there, brother.
That's
I don't know, man.
that's a heavy pill to swallow.
That's
suspicious.
That's crazy. That sounds like
Follow the money, boys.
that sound like AI came up with that and shit. But that wasn't the first
No,
time.
I mean there's court records. There's court records of this.
Well, I'm sure. What I'm gonna say is that's not the first time the World Trade Center got bombed. You knew that, right?
Yeah, it got
Sure.
bombed.
It did. I was actually
Yeah, I
there
do know
after
that.
it got bombed the
You remember-
first time.
Yeah.
It was down in the parking garage.
Biggie
And
put it in a song.
Me and my buddy were in the lobby talking to one of the guards in the lobby, and he was telling us about the bombing, and he said directly to me and my boy, "Nothing will ever bring these places down." He says right to me and my buddy. They got bombed already right in the parking garage. He says, "Nothing will ever bring these buildings down," he says.
You want to go back to New York so you can tell them, huh? What?
I had some pictures of him like straight up, look just like a lot of the ones you see from people. Because that's a lot of the pictures you see of it. Because when you're underneath it, that's the picture you.
That's all you can get.
It's crazy, right? It's like for those of us who actually were able to see the towers in person, versus people who
lights they have there now.
People who've never had a chance to see them.
They rebuilt it.
Or whatnot.
They rebuilt it.
No, not both of them. They just got the Freedom Tower. I'm talking about both of them. When you had all those towers up,
I never did.
That was a sight to see, man. When you flying in New York, and you can't miss the motherfuckers because you see them. It's like it's almost kind of frightening too, because if you flying into like whether LaGuardia or Kennedy,
that's right.
You got to go right by them anyway, and it's like them motherfuckers are right there. These big ass buildings. But it was a sight to see. It's sad it happened, man. That was terrible. And a lot of shit happened shortly thereafter, though. So here we are.
Yeah, I think we went after the wrong person.
We did.
And we went after weapons of mass destruction when we should have went after Osama bin Laden.
Terrorists.
We went after the wrong terrorists. But then there's another peculiar happening around this whole thing. So let's just set aside the fact that the guy that owned the building cashed in on billions of dollars on his new insurance policy. There was this Building 7 that you mentioned, Tomcat. We do have a little information and background on Building 7 if we could roll the tape from the truck. Roll
World Trade 7, functioning as the command center for the complex, housed giant diesel backup and oxygen systems, the mayor's protected emergency bunker, and offices for the CIA, Secret Service, Department of Defense, and Securities and Exchange Commission. Its other tenants were insurance companies, brokerages, and banks. No plane hit Building 7, but at 5:20 p.m. on September 11th, it collapsed in a heap on the ground. Some damage to Building 7 is said to have been caused by debris from Tower 1.
Debris?
Though this New York Times article tells us Building 7 burned like a giant torch, the only visuals that exist are of unidentified smoke and a few small fires.
So what they're saying is this Building 7 housed special documents and such that may have a paper trail to what really was going on, plus the Enron. If you remember that company,
oh yeah,
the Ponzi scheme
out of Houston. Yeah,
all the documentation on the Enron cases. All of a sudden, Building 7 goes up in smoke, and now all the documentation is gone.
Well, now that you mentioned and brought up Enron, now I'm thinking, since we down this rabbit hole anyway, didn't George Bush have something to do, like Daddy Bush, he had something to do with Enron back in the day.
How about this? Daddy Bush is also the one that started the CIA.
He did.
What was going on in that building? That was where the CIA kept all of their special documents.
Yeah, and then you get Junior in office and try to take revenge because
he was just trying to party.
Shit, that motherfucker should be.
I like Georgie.
I love George Bush. Yeah,
George Jr.
Yeah. Fuck George Bush.
George Sr. not a fan. George Jr. hilarious.
I like George Sr. better as a president, but George Jr. as just like a show on TV.
Guy. What?
He was great.
You like
hilarious.
George Sr. as a president? You out of your high?
I mean, I didn't like.
You
him
really
as
are
a
a Republican.
At the time, I was on. I voted for him.
He don't have no idea why. And then Junior come along and fuck up shit, and
that was part
neither
of
one of them.
Yeah,
neither one
what's
of them
going on
shit.
here?
Neither one of them was shit. So
weapons of mass destruction.
Well,
Saddam Hussein. They tried to kill my dad.
Let's move on from that because it's a sad story.
But
Anyway,
he dodged the shit out of them shoes, though.
That was a good.
That
was my favorite George Bush
you gotta
ever.
Be crazy. You gotta be really fucked up. You
Both shoes.
Somebody take off their shoes like motherfucker. I'm throwing. I got taking my chucks off at your ass.
He obviously grew up with somebody that had a Puerto Rican grandma that liked to fling chancletas around.
He was ready.
He was. Dude.
Motherfucker. I'm throwing my loafers at your ass.
His nanny was Puerto Rican while he was growing up.
Let's move on again. It's now time to talk about what happened last night as we had the presidential debate on ABC. I don't know how many of you tuned into that.
I watched it.
Some are saying that it was Kamala Harris. I mean, how many drops can we hit at once?
That's a lot of drops. Come on, y'all. Do better now.
So we had the presidential debate last night. People are saying that Harris entered the debate as the defensive candidate. She needed to be on her toes, but often they say she caught her opponent on his back foot. according to the Wall Street Journal. And Harris says that she's open to a second debate and that she would debate Trump again in October.
She's open, all right.
Oh, knock it off, man. Cut it out.
Stupid.
So let's go to the panel. We'll start with Ramo G because I know he has some real insight on this.
Yeah.
Probably didn't. Did you watch it?
I did.
Ramo G?
Parts. I wasn't like 100% in watching it like religiously, but I definitely caught a lot of parts, and I caught some of the good stuff.
Who do you think won the debate?
Definitely. I think Kamala won it.
Kamala.
I'm sorry.
Camel toe.
Kamala.
Say it right.
With
Kamala.
whatever Tomcat
It's a
said.
Kamala, and then a la.
Kamala.
Listen,
Yeah, no, definitely.
listen, y'all
She hit
know
a
how
lot
to
of
read
good
and speak.
points.
Say it right. Don't
And
be disrespectful.
I think no, I wasn't. I just by habit. That's how we said it before until people started correcting everybody because I had no idea. No, she definitely won. She, I think they kind of both went away from the actual questions in a lot of parts, but they almost have to. They only have 2 minutes to talk. They have to tell people what their plan is on top of other things. And quite honestly, I think a lot of the questions were, I don't want to say loaded, but they were just questions that are hard for anybody to answer for a majority of people. There's circumstances and other things that are involved in, I don't know, some of the things, it was just weird to me, but yeah, no, I think she got a lot of her points across and kind of caught him a couple of times, like they said, on his back heels. But I will say I was surprised by him. He really didn't lose his shit very much. And outside of the few crazy things he said, like he kept his composure.
All right, what about Tom?
For the most part.
What did you think? You were watching the debate. What did you think?
The last election in America.
Yeah. Maybe. No, I'm just kidding. I think Trump's best lines were, I took a bullet for democracy. The trend line shot up way up when he said that. Kamala, I felt, was a little over-rehearsed. Kamala, she did good, though, and I thought she did catch him on his heels. I don't think he freaked out too much. At the end of the day, I don't really think it moved the needle a lot for a lot of people. I thought he did good on abortion, his explanation of how he wouldn't ban abortion and what was happening with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And I also thought that the cool thing for him was the trend line, if you watch it back for independents and Republicans, was like this the entire debate for him. For her, the Democrats
What's this? What are you doing?
all by itself. There's trend lines. When you watch the debate, people in real time, there are trend lines. There's a blue one for the Democrats, a red one for the Republicans, and a yellow one for the independents. The independent and the Republican line stayed together the entire debate, meaning Republicans and independents are together with Donald Trump. That's good going into the election. That he needs independents to win. The independent line was never with her.
What did you see, Memphis, when you watched the debate?
Because I watched the whole thing, and as you guys know, I'm not affiliated with either a Democrat or a Republican. I'm a registered independent. And I will have to strongly disagree with you on that, Tomcat, but that's okay. What I saw yesterday, I just looked at it for, I wanted to see how much Trump was going to lie, and he did. He lied a lot, and we all knew that going in. But I was a little disappointed with her because I want her to be more on like what her policies are and stuff like that. I didn't have a problem with any of the questions. I mean, that's just journalism. People don't understand what true journalism is. A journalist has to ask hard questions. They're not loaded or anything. That's if you interview a person, you have to ask them the hard questions.
Oh, I understand that.
And Trump, he dodged damn near all the questions. I mean, but the one thing he didn't dodge was those rallies, boy. When she set his ass up too. I was like, when she said his, I was like, she said, I was pretty wild. I was like, she got him because she was already winning the debate, in my opinion, because of their back and forth or whatever. Because he couldn't come up with the definitive answers on the questions that they were asking him. He didn't want to answer him. So, but when she set him up with the rally thing, I was like, oh, it's over from here. Because it went downhill from there, and I was like, this is the guy people gonna vote for. It's a shame.
This was a missed opportunity with the rally because he should have came back easily with been like, I'm glad you brought up the rally. We lost a great American, Corey Landowski, the guy that was killed at the rally, and I think about him every day. He could have brought it back to, and when I took a bullet for democracy, yada, 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 he missed that opportunity.
Well, and he's right.
He could have came right back with
could it be? You're right.
He should have done.
You're right. He should have.
He could have.
But you have to think, probably doesn't think like that, and he was only thinking about himself. And that's a lot of the things that we see, that we try to tell you guys, hey, we see this. And I understand there's different ways to take things and how people understand stuff, but like those are it's just simple things like that. And another thing that caught my ear is at the very end I was watching, and they had asked him about January 6th. And without getting into too much of what he said, he literally threw his entire base under the bus. Like, he was like, the guy asked him, like, do you regret doing anything there? And he was like, I was just there to give a speech.
I thought that was a great line. I thought that was great.
That was actually really
great. If you just showed up to give a speech, there's a rally there. Something happens at that rally. How is that your fault?
Well, he didn't want to because he didn't want to go down there and do it in the first place.
He did.
I don't want to get too into that because that's a lot of weeds. But I do want to say, since you bring up the end, his closing argument, I think, was one of his strongest points when he said at the end, if she's going to do all this shit, why didn't she do it in the past 3 years she was in the White House? Should have said that way earlier. He should have said it a bunch of times. But I thought his closing argument when he said that was very effective. Because if she's going to do all these great things she said she's going to do, why hasn't she done them in the past 3.5 years?
Well, the thing is, too, like, his closing arguments, because I'm listening to both of their closing arguments, and she's going off of the things she's wanting to do, planning to do, and he goes off on a tangent. And I'm sitting there looking at it, I'm like, this is your closing argument? This is the time actually where you should come back around and be like, this is what you want to do versus
sell yourself,
like talking shit, because everybody know you talk shit, and this is why like he's losing a lot of his base and the independents, because people like, dude, people would rather vote for you, but you're just not fit. You're not fit. And then when it comes to the questions that were posed to him, it was like he didn't answer not one. He kept going back or talking about like they're eating cats and shit like that. And we like, motherfucker, they talking shit about cats, and they're not eating cats.
They are eating cats.
Let me interject here real quick. Yeah. We do have a clip about the cat eating. This is disturbing. If this is actually going on, if we could roll the tape from the truck.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
It's ridiculous.
No, well, this is not the clip. I want to see the debate last night. If we could go to the debate,
that's
would be
the clip of the lady eating the cat, which would have been a good one to play.
But the thing was, they're trying to blame it on Haitians.
Question.
You know, like, don't stop that.
There's
shit.
a lot of
act like somebody didn't just eat a cat. There's the video right there.
But they were blaming it on Haitians, though. They were blaming it on Haitians.
It's not just that video. There are other videos. There's also a picture circulating of a guy walking with a duck that he apparently captured. There's also numerous people that have gone to the city hall there in Ohio and said that the Haitians are running amok.
Let's roll the tape from last night when Donald Trump mentions what was happening in Springfield. Go ahead, roll.
Because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets.
Bro, they eat dogs in Haiti. I don't know if you know that. Like, a lot of countries, they eat the things that we keep as pets. China, they eat dogs.
But so
it's not odd.
But the thing,
the ducks for sure. I would eat a duck.
That's just. I mean,
why
shit,
not?
I eat duck. I mean, shit. I go.
People hunt ducks all the time.
There's an amazing French restaurant that I attend. Not a lot, but enough. And they serve duck, and it's quite delicious. If you haven't tried, I get it. But you know, like, come on, that's a whole nother scare tactic. Just like they said, Aurora, they was the Venezuelans taking over apartment complex, and that ain't happening either. So
that did happen. That is happening.
That's not.
But why wouldn't you want to listen to the people who are saying, "What about what happened to see something, say something"? Remember, see something, say something. Now it's shut the fuck up. We don't want to hear what you got to say. Fuck you.
I don't think so. That's not.
See something, shut the fuck up.
That's not accurate. That's not accurate. That is not accurate.
No, and not saying that, but
see something, you're a fucking liar.
We also got to remember too. There was a time in Florida here where people were eating each other's faces and shit off that flocka.
That's right, and that happened too.
And 100%, it did. But that's what I'm saying. Like, we're not gonna blame that on freaking Germans.
The thing about let me just explain the reason why people are talking about the Haitian migrants. That is a town of 60,000 people.
Sure.
They dropped 20,000 Haitian immigrants there overnight. You can't do that to a town. Those people are not assimilated.
Who's they?
The government. Whoever, the people.
Maybe they just moved.
I'm trying to explain to you.
Go ahead,
you don't want to let me.
20,000. That's a big.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm not going to do it. You want to talk over me?
I was asking like 20,000. Like maybe they just moved there. Like they have Maybe they have a high Haitian
I wouldn't
population.
go there. I wouldn't do that.
I don't know.
Nah, that's not true.
I don't hear
either.
anything about it.
That's not true. I don't. They always overinflate, saying all these people are doing this or taking over that.
That's true too.
Especially during election time, it's always a big scare tactic, or it's always something. If you pay attention and you go back, it's election time. It's always something, especially when it comes to Trump. I mean, people. TK did say something right. He did say this debate really didn't do anything for anybody for the most part because people know what they're gonna do. So this was pretty much her getting out there and for the people that were on the fence, okay, I don't know, maybe I will. And we want to see what she do in public be out there so everybody can see. Versus Trump, we already got the book on him. So
do you know what's going on in Haiti right now?
Yeah.
There's a warlord named Barbecue.
Yeah,
and he's running everything.
He's taking over the country.
Shit is fucked up in Haiti.
Yeah, but
so
shit's fucked up
they're
in the
eating
United
whatever
States.
they got. There ain't no grocery stores. So if you bring people from a war-torn country here and drop 20,000 of them in a town, things are going to be different. You have to assimilate these people. They need to be vetted. We don't care where they're from. Why are you talking over me the whole time? Why? It's so annoying. You're ruining the show with this.
I am not.
Every week, it's you talking over me.
Too bad, so sad. I don't care. You do it to us all the time, so deal with it. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. I'm asking the question, how these people, if you say they bringing them over here, who's doing it? Do you have proof? Because people say this, I ain't seen not one lick of proof about people being brought here and then dropped off. I just haven't seen it. Listen, I'm from Missouri. You got to show me. You got to show me. I don't care what a person say. If you show me that that's happening, I'll be like, okay, that's fucked up.
All right,
but until
TK,
then, nope.
where are the sources? Where are you getting the information from? Can you talk now?
Try the internet. Look it up. It's on the internet.
There's
What
a
the
lot of
fuck?
shit
Am I
on
here
it.
to
There's
lead
not a
you
lot of
guys
real
to
shit.
all the information that's out there? I don't understand.
There's a lot of misinformation on the internet, and I'm not saying
I'm
that.
not
that's
telling
wrong.
you
I'm
this
saying
shit
I
because I give a fuck about it or I want it to be true. I'm
Right.
telling you because
That's
it's
what you read.
fucking
I hear you.
happening.
I hear you.
There was a police video you could have showed, but you stopped it, of the lady eating the fucking cat. But you didn't play it.
Well, because I wanted to set it up the right way. In the rundown, we were supposed to go. Here's the footage of that if you want to see the lady eating a cat.
I
Roll
don't want to see it,
I
but
really
we're talking
I
about
don't want
it.
to see it either. That's kind of gross.
You guys want to see a video of me eating a kitty?
Just listen.
Did you eat it? No, why'd you kill it?
She looks
Get in
mental.
there. It's ridiculous.
I'm not even looking at it. This is gross.
She's not eating it.
If you would have seen, the shows are eating it in the beginning.
I can't see it from here.
The neighbors say they pulled up and she was eating it.
Yeah, I don't want to look at that, man. That's gross.
There's some crazy people.
So Tomcat, the claim is that these migrants. I did look it up, like you said. It does say Ohio is sending troopers in 2.5. This is according to PBS. So this is our public service news. It's saying Ohio is sending troopers and $2.5 million to the city where many Haitian migrants have relocated. Trump, I guess, is trying to say that people in Springfield are claiming that there's all these Haitian migrants that have now been dropped off here and that they're eating animals. And that's one of the points of Trump of saying we need to button things up at the border, that we just can't let people in. They're going to start eating cats. And I know
crazy.
people are concerned.
It's just hilarious to me that people keep talking about the border this and the border that. The border, we've had issues on the border since we were little kids, and nothing has changed.
You see, no solutions, zero solutions.
There's no solution because think about this: when we were kids, let's see,
that's what you want to run in the country. These are the ideas you want. No solutions.
No, I think I have a solution.
Who were presidents? Who were the presidents?
Landmines. That'd be a good one.
We had Reagan. We had Bush. Reagan twice. We had Bush. Then we had 2 years of Clinton. Then we had 2 years of Bush. 2 years of Obama. Trump, and now we got Biden, right? So majority of that is Republicans.
No, the last 12 years it's been Democrat control, except for 4 years of Trump.
But my point is, it doesn't matter which party. Both parties have failed the country when it comes to the border. It's just the Republicans like, well, the Democrats, blah, blah, blah. We're like, yo, listen, what happened when we had a Republican president in Congress and the House, and they had ample time to do this, to do the things that they talking shit about, but they ain't did nothing. So it's beyond hilarious for anybody to even want to have Border Patrol. Listen, please knock it off, people.
Well, the thing is, we got at least 10 million new illegal aliens in the country, right? We either got to get them work visas to work,
100%,
or
Agreed.
we got to pay for them because they can't work, so they're on our dime, or we deport all of them, 10 million of them. You got to get serious about one of those things.
Well, let me ask you
Which
this.
one is she going to do or he going to do?
Well,
they're
He's
productive,
going to deport them all.
Well,
That's what he says.
No, they asked. That was the Trump. A question they asked Trump last night. They said, because you said you're going to deport him, and they asked him, how are you going to go about doing that? He didn't have an answer for that. Like, you said it. We heard you say you're going to deport him. Okay, if you get elected, how are you going to do it? That was a question. Okay, don't say something and then don't have an answer.
We should all be helping him do it. It's our country. They claim they're illegal. We should help them.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Go help them out.
But if that's the case, this country was built off of immigrants.
It is.
Legal immigrants who waited in line. Legal immigrants who waited in line. Yes, I'm deadly serious.
That is not true.
That's not entirely true. But
true.
Here's the thing. I think the best way to try to do it, and this is probably going to be the most difficult way, and that's why our country isn't even
shock collars
attempted to try to do
it.
But the only way to really do it is to make it a better situation in these other countries, so these people don't need
send
to come
more
here.
money to other countries.
No.
I disagree with that, man.
Not send money. Not send money. Just ingenuity. You know what I'm saying? Help them. But that's why I said it's very difficult because a lot of them don't have governments that would want to. Dude, can I talk? God damn it! Just shut up. Let me tell my part, then you can disagree with me. How's that?
You taking too damn long. You ain't know what the hell you saying. Keep going.
I don't know what the hell I'm saying. Okay, the only way you're going to stop people from coming here is making their situation better at their own fucking house. Period. All right.
But how do you do that?
I don't know. I don't know how the fuck we do that. But that's what's going to stop them from needing to come here. Because I can guarantee you, them motherfuckers ain't sitting at home saying, "God damn it, I want to be American." They're not. Saying,
yes, they are. Everyone is. Yes, they are. This is the greatest country on earth.
So you're saying, wait.
I love it.
So you're saying, we spend more American money.
No, let me finish. Let me finish.
I'm
saying they want to come here to make their life better, to make more money and do better things for them and their family, and they cannot do it where the fuck they're at. Period.
All right, let's move on.
Correct answer.
Let's move on again.
That's true. But that's not asylum.
All right, it's time to move on to our next topic.
You guys have no answers. No answers. Y'all my boys with no answers. Sorry, go ahead, G. Go ahead.
We're going to move on to talk a little bit of football. They announced who is going to be headlining the Super Bowl, and also there's some Tyreek Hill news out. NFL superstar Tyreek Hill says the police, they beat the dog shit out of him, is what he said.
He played pretty good. I don't know how much they kicked his ass.
Did you see his end zone celebration?
Yeah, what a dick.
It says that he was speeding.
No, it was awesome.
He was speeding. He got pulled over just about a mile away from Hard Rock Stadium where he was getting ready to kick off the NFL season. I do believe in the truck we have the footage of the police cam, the body cam of Tyreek getting pulled over. If we could roll that tape from the truck. It's a nice whip.
He told him roll down the window, then he rolled it back up. So he knocked on the window first.
Keep your window down.
You don't have to.
Keep your window down.
Why they need all them cops
Now, this dude is Spanish right here.
Yeah,
he is.
And I got the Chips theme for him right here.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Good one.
just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Or the other guy from the new one.
Okay, stop.
That's great. Get out of the car right now. Is that how I'm supposed to sound there, Gentry? Yeah. Is that what I need you for?
Look at that. That's excessive, man. You have to do all that shit.
Put him down.
See, look at that.
Put him face down on the concrete now.
That dude.
They wouldn't have done a white man
but
like
I think that dude is Puerto Rican that's putting him on the ground.
It don't matter. It don't matter.
Dude, there's some
racist.
But
I will say this: anyone who wasn't in a nice car like that would have been shot for putting their window up like that.
That's true.
He had privilege just for being in that car.
Yeah, money.
No, he earned that. He earned that. But what I'm saying is that's excessive. First off, why do you need that many police on him in the first place?
I see two, maybe three.
No, there were three, and then a whole lot more came. Then you had his teammates that pull up to make sure he's straight, and then they lock up them.
But,
you know what I'm saying? That's just listen. Y'all know how I feel about the police, so I ain't gonna go down there. But I would tell you that shit happens every goddamn day for motherfuckers that look like me. And give him if he was speeding, get that motherfucker a ticket. Give him a ticket. And Tyreek Hill is not one of my favorite people, so I don't want to think y'all I'm holding this motherfucker flag.
That part's a little excessive when he grabs him. But here's the thing. No, when he wouldn't roll his window down, he was telling him to roll his window down. You have to do that. Everyone's got to follow these rules. I have to. Everyone does. You don't get to be treated less than everyone, but you don't get to be treated any better than anyone either. And those are bike cops. Bike cops are notoriously nasty.
According to my attorney, and I have a really good attorney, if you get pulled over, you do not have to roll your window down, but you can put your driver's license and your insurance up to the window so they can see it. You don't even have to say a word. You don't have to say nothing because they're saying you have the right to remain silent. If they pull you over, don't say shit. Put your license up. Put your registration up. Make sure your hands, and I'm talking about for skin folk, you keep your hands where they can see them.
Did you just see the video of the lady being shot in the head by the cop for not putting the pot of boiling water down?
I did. That was about a month ago.
I'll be rolling the fucking window down. I'll tell you that. That's what I'll be doing.
But I did hear about the cops in D.C. that killed that black man that was sleeping in his car, that he had his hands up. He was like, listen, I was asleep. He fell asleep in the drive-thru. This just happened the other day. Literally just the other day. He had fell asleep in the drive-thru. And it was like a gang of cops pulled up on him. He was like, I'm sleeping. He got his hands up, and they murdered this man. This happens all the time. And I know people that don't have my skin complexion, it don't really hit home to them, and that's okay. But for us, I'm telling you, I will not stand by and be quiet and silent, any shit like that. Because that shit with Tyreek, that shit was excessive. They ain't have to yank that man out his fucking car. And he, like he said, if I wasn't Tyreek Hill, what would happen? They probably would have killed him.
Do you think they would have done that if he would have rolled his window down?
He didn't have to roll his window down. That's why I keep telling you.
If he would have just rolled his window down and been cool, they would have been cool to him.
But he doesn't have to.
But if you invite problems when you invite problems.
Well, how do you invite problems? Okay, with him speeding, that's the problem. Yeah, okay, you give him a ticket for that.
And then you don't roll your window down.
But you don't
have to. And he was mean to the cop.
Okay,
how do you know he doesn't have a gun in his hand?
Wait. Let me ask you this. Oh, see, that's that.
How do you know that?
Wait, see, that's white privilege right
there. It's not. It has nothing to do with color. The window was dark. You couldn't see in the window.
You know what? Because you know how many states where you can ride around with your windows really tinted dark? Anybody can do that. You guys can do it.
Not in Florida, you can't.
Bullshit. You got 10 on your windows. I got 10 on his windows.
That doesn't mean that it's legal.
But it does. But the point is, it's not written in stone. It's not a law that says you have to.
That cop could have pulled his weapon and shot him through that window.
And had he did it, it would have been a situation, being that he was Tyreek Hill.
And he could have been like, I thought he was going for a gun. Those things happen all the time.
You're right.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't put myself in that position to be shot by a cop.
You don't have to. You know how many times I've been pulled over and I have my hands up here and I've been yanked out the car because this has happened. I'm telling you what's happened to me.
Sure. Bro, I've been arrested a million more times than you, Butter. You can look up my file and see you've never been arrested, and I've been arrested. I got 6 felonies, buddy. What you're talking about?
First off, let me
address that.
Tell me about being manhandled by the cops because you're black. I've been manhandled by the cops way more than you.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
Just because you got a bunch of F's
let's see your arrest record. It's 0.
You're right, because I don't go to fucking
Then you're full of shit.
I'm not
then
full
you're full of shit. Because the
you
cops don't manhandle you unless they arrest you, bro.
Bullshit.
Wrong. Because then they get sued.
No, TK, you got arrested because you're a fucking dumbass who done dumb shit who needed your ass whooped. You see what I'm saying?
See, there's my resume, bro. Where's yours? Where's yours, tough guy? You don't got one.
I don't need a jail rap sheet.
Then you're lying.
No, I'm not lying. Because only idiots who put their only fucking shit up there and proud because I got felonies are fucking idiots.
I didn't say I'm proud. I'm just explaining to you that if you get arrested a lot like that guy from that age to that age,
that is great.
That right there is getting man. Hey, can I talk? Can anyone talk?
No, fuck that, because you can't sit and tell me as a black man the shit that
I'm telling you as a black man, you're full of shit, dog. You haven't been arrested at all. I've been arrested a bunch of times, and you're admitting it.
Because you're an idiot. Because you're an idiot.
You're just calling me names now, but you are wrong.
You are an idiot because you probably got fake.
You are a liar.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
You are a
6,
fucking lying liar.
You're a fucking idiot, and I'm not a liar because you can't tell me how it is in my skin because you're.
Let's move on again.
Yeah, let's move on.
Sorry, but you would have a mugshot if you ever got a.
Fucking mugshot. You proud because you got a mugshot? You been to jail? You proud because you lost your freedom?
Hey, by the way, you about to get asked to step outside here in a second, buddy.
And we can go.
And I ask you, if I ask you to step outside, it'll be on there, buddy.
And we'll go.
And it'll be on there, buddy.
And we will go.
It will be on, buddy.
We will go.
Let's do it then right now.
We can go. We can go.
Let's not go outside and fight.
Yeah, come on. We're doing the podcast, guys.
All right, we're going to have to go outside and film it, I guess.
No, knock it off.
These
Come
guys
on,
are
guys.
actually going to go fight over a podcast?
No, they're not. They are not.
Hopefully you're not going to go outside and have a fight. These guys are really going to go outside and try to fight.
Knock it the hell off, guys.
Hey, Tomcat, come back in and finish the show. Come on, man.
You're ruining basketball time.
These guys are completely heated, and we are live right now on the air.
All right. Hey, you guys are ruining our sponsors here.
The show is brought to you by BetterHelp.
They need it.
This is Tic Tac.
Knock it out.
You guys okay?
Knock it off.
Let's take a deep breath.
Yeah, come on.
We're just in
breathe.
here to do a show.
Yeah, relax.
The motions are
Take
flying.
it easy. Take it easy.
It's been a pretty good show up to this point.
Yeah. Calm down, guys. It's all right.
The heart rates are up a little bit.
We're fine. We're fine. It's cool. It's cool. Everybody's cool. Everybody's cool.
Well, it's a very sensitive subject, as you can tell here on the Outcast Podcast, where, you know, Memphis obviously has felt some kind of way with the way the cops have treated him. Tomcat has felt some type of way about the way the cops have treated him.
Sure.
Sorry.
And unfortunately, you know, guys got a little heated, but in the end of the day, we want to try to, you know, all get along.
Yeah.
Not in this
We're
country.
brothers.
Sorry. There are fighting words. You know what I'm saying? Some shit, you know, you probably
you don't
stop
call
at a
nobody
certain.
liar, man.
You were lying. I felt like.
You don't know anything about my life, bro.
I felt like
Nothing.
you were lying because you said you got arrested, but you don't have a mugshot.
I did not say I got arrested. I said I've been pulled over. Being pulled over and being arrested, two different things. All you gotta do is listen.
Okay, calm down, Tomcat.
Whatever, man.
Everybody. Yeah.
It's all good.
right, that's
It's
cool.
all
That's cool.
good.
Come on. We get it.
All right, let's
guys.
move on to who they chose to be entertaining us during the Super Bowl. Super Bowl Licks. Did you realize
I heard
that
about
this is called Super Bowl LIX? That would, for those of you that can read Roman numerals, that would be Super Bowl 59.
Hey, 10 more, baby.
It's going to be in New Orleans. And there has been a lot of talk as to who will Jay-Z pick to headline the halftime show.
I thought he already did.
Well, some thought he would maybe pick Lil Wayne because he is
For what?
he's from New Orleans.
It's true.
And Juvenile's from New Orleans, too.
He is.
Maybe we could back that ass up at the halftime show.
People will love that.
Yeah.
Maybe some Master P.
But they picked Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl halftime show. How do you feel about that, Ramo G? Since you're the calm, cooler head.
I
go
am.
to you first.
We'll give these guys time to chill out.
Yes.
I mean,
I'm good.
Here's the thing. He's obviously Jay-Z's obviously in charge of the entertainment for whatever reason, whether he bought himself in or they gave him the ability. So, I mean, it's hard to argue with his decision. He has the ability to make that decision. But that being said, if I were to make that decision, I definitely would try to cater to the home crowd, because even people that come from out of town to the Super Bowl want to have the New Orleans experience, the Louisiana experience. And I just think that the halftime show should maybe partially represent that. I mean, as much as it can. It doesn't have to, I suppose. And I'm sure Kendrick Lamar is going to do an amazing show. He always does live, but it would be cool to see some hometown heroes there.
It's been a good year for Kendrick Lamar. You know, he definitely seemed to win the battle between him and Drake. You know what I think would be cool is invite Drake and Kendrick and let them battle it out right at the 50-yard line.
For what?
That would be entertainment. That would be why. Typically, you're looking for entertainment.
Nah, that's a horrible idea.
You think so?
Hell yeah. I mean, because
Drake sells a lot of records.
Nobody give a shit because Drake sells a lot of records. The thing is, look, the entitlement with people isn't crazy, man. Like, think about this. The last time the Super Bowl was in New Orleans was 2013. Guess who did that? Beyonce did. Remember the lights went out? Y'all remember that?
Oh, that's right.
People didn't want complaining, Lil Wayne, them should have did it then, blah, blah, blah.
He should have.
The Super Bowl was in Atlanta. you ain't see number one Atlanta artist out there, and that's when Maroon 5 who headlined, and they brought Big Boy and Sleepy Brown out with Outkast. You know what I'm saying? All these different cities. You know what I mean? People ain't entitled to that shit.
They're not.
You know what I'm saying? So people up here mad because Lil Wayne. Listen, I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan. Been a fan since he was Lil Wayne with the Hot Boys, right? But nobody want to see his ass on TV, like, at all. Nobody want to see him. Nobody want to see Drake at all. You know what I mean? Nicki Minaj can sit her ugly ass down, too. Nobody want to see her either. Birdman, you can be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like, just knock it off. There are plenty more artists from New Orleans. And hear about this. What if if Kendrick gonna bring Lil Wayne out?
Sure. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be dope, right?
Yeah.
But people talking all this shit about, Kendrick could be like, you know what, fuck that. I'm gonna bring out who I want to bring out. You see what I'm saying? So people just need to just be quiet. Enjoy the show or don't watch it. Boom, yeah. Easy.
Look, can we bring up a graphic? We have a graphic from Rock Nation has been controlling the halftime show since 2020, just to see who they have selected so far. The first one was J-Lo and Shakira. I thought that one was hot. Those two women are beautiful.
Yeah, I did not get flaccid during that halftime show.
That was a good one.
I enjoyed that. But then The Weeknd in 2021, that was good.
I was entirely flaccid for that one.
Probably my favorite one was the 2022 Dr. Dre, Snoop.
That was fun.
Mary
in LA?
J, Eminem, and Kendrick was already on the halftime show.
That's what I'm saying.
Then Rihanna did her thing. Remember, she was a little preggo. She had that little bump.
That was fun.
Yes, and then you had Usher. Usher was last year.
Vegas.
And then this year, so far, it's Kendrick Lamar. I mean, I'm noticing we've only got one white group up there so far, Eminem. You think Jay-Z's going to get any white boys in the mix, or is Eminem going to be it?
I mean, who you going to pick? Morgan Wallen next year?
Or maybe what about Taylor Swift? You know, or
she'd be a big one for.
Don't nobody want to see Taylor Swift.
Ed Sheeran.
I mean,
that'd be a lot of Taylor with her being at the games with her.
Yeah.
Especially if
she wouldn't have to go far.
If the Chiefs are there and she got to go perform, it's like that's overkill.
That would be barf-tacular for sure.
Right.
Hell no.
That'd be all right. Too much. Chachi loves Joni.
What about Ed Sheeran or something like that?
No, he's British. Stay over there.
What about Red Hot Chili Peppers?
I would like that.
Yeah. Leonard Skinner.
Nope.
Most of them are dead.
So
unfortunately.
Can we get their images up there?
Okay, so you're doing too much now.
Oh.
You want Celia Cruz next?
Hell yeah.
I would love some Celia Cruz.
Some Bad Bunny.
Yeah.
No. No. Yeah, I wouldn't even be up for that one.
Rainbow,
I wouldn't even be
cut
up for that one.
All right, it is
He's
that
done.
time.
He's done.
It's been quite a show. Post Malone would be good too. They just
Yeah.
But not. I might want to see his ass either.
It's now time for the news. Our newsman is officially putting on his news jacket.
I love it.
He kind of looks like Mr. Rogers, you know, the way he would kind of change.
Right. Would you be? But he's got to sing while he's doing it.
This newscast is being
brought
to you by this news is being brought to you by Manscaped. Tomcat stays Manscaped thanks to Manscaped. And if you go to manscaped.com and use our promo code Outcast at checkout, you save 20% and get that free shipping, and your nose hairs will look as clean as Tomcats.
That's right.
Take it away,
the little nose hair.
Kind of green.
Right. September 11th, which is a solemn day here in America.
It is.
Some September 11th history, other September 11th history. 1941, construction began on the Pentagon. 1967, The Carol Burnett Show debuted on CBS. 2001, obviously the tragic events that we simply call 9/11. Today is National Make Your Bed Day, National Patriot Day, National No News is Good News.
I like it.
Also, let's see. James Earl Jones unfortunately passed away this week. He was famous for so many great movie roles and, of course, being the voice of Darth Vader. Dequarius Devante passed away on September 5th. You know who that is?
Who is that?
Rich Homie Quan.
Yep.
That's his real name. Lamar, that's his last name.
Recipes, homie.
If you don't mind, Tomcat, I'm going to interrupt your news. You mentioned James Earl Jones dying.
Right.
And the boys in the truck had a couple of clips. We'll get right back to your news. But I would like to, he had some iconic roles in the movie biz, and I meant to do this earlier in the show, but you mentioned it in your news. If we could roll from the truck the Mufasa clip, or no, we got the Darth Vader clip first.
I like it.
Roll this tape. This is good.
He told me enough.
I was going to tell him.
He told me you killed him. No. I
am your father.
Oh, yes, that's the iconic I am your father. And what about the clip from The Lion King? Do we have the clip from The Lion King?
Mufasa.
This is Mufasa.
Ooh, say it again.
Simba,
Simba.
you have forgotten me.
No.
No.
How could I?
We'll never forget you.
Forgotten who you are, and so forgotten me.
That voice, man.
Such a great voice.
Yourself, Simba.
Oh, Simba. And then do you remember him when he was in the Sandlot? Did you?
No.
You remember the Babe Ruth ball was hit over into his backyard?
His yard.
The kids had to go over there. He was the one with the big dog.
Giant dog, yeah.
Roll the tape of that. That's fun here.
I remember. I almost forgot about that till you just said it, dude. I was like, holy shit, that was
Totally
him.
forgot about this.
There he is.
Yeah, well, that was my stepdad's ball. I took it without asking. It was signed by Babe Ruth.
George signed this?
George Herman Ruth? Yeah.
I take it back. You're not in trouble. You're dead where you stand.
What a great actor. And,
He's also the voice of CNN.
Yes, remember this.
This is CNN.
Yeah, it was great. So many iconic roles, but James Earl Jones passed away this week.
R.I.P.
And again, not on our death pool list. Ramo, who did you pick? He's still alive, right?
Yep, he's still making freaking movies, that guy, Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks.
Jackass.
And then
No, I'm
Tom
glad.
Cat, who was yours?
Jimmy Carter, that son bitch, hanging in there.
Somehow
He's tough.
He's still alive. That guy's hanging on.
Building
And then-
houses.
Yeah,
what about
he
you,
is.
Memphis? Who was on your death pool?
Old ass Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, still alive. Still
Yeah.
alive.
He's,
So
a tough, he's a tough one.
Make his
That was-
day.
it pays to be on our death wish
It does.
pool because
You won't die.
you won't die.
See?
Yeah, I know, right?
You're welcome.
So moving on to the news here, we got a little brawl here at the Raiders versus the Chargers fans at the SoFi Stadium. There was plenty of action on the field during the Chargers versus the Raiders game on Sunday, but there was even more of it off the gridiron with fans of both teams getting violent brawls throughout the afternoon. One bigger one happened outside the SoFi parking lot where a fan tried in a Divine Debo, is that, am I saying his name? DeBello jersey, got thrown to the ground by a Charger supporter. He threw him over. You see that?
Oh,
He
it's
threw him-
deja vu.
That looked like footage from the front yard moments ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Threw his ass right over the fucking railing right here.
Bingo. Ouch. No, seriously.
Boom.
You
Yeah,
spent
that guy coulda got hurt.
$330 for a shitty seat in the stand, spent $12 for a fucking beer, and now you're on your ass in the parking lot. Was it worth it?
It was a good night. That's how you know.
He had a great time.
He had a great time.
He's like, hell yeah, we're doing it
probably
again
telling his
next
buddies
year.
that,
Yeah.
You left that part out. All right, my next story is the story about owner forced to sell a Colorado apartment complex where Venezuelan gangs have been running rampant despite Aurora cops claiming there is no problem there. The owner of the Aurora, Colorado apartment complex has agreed to sell the property, though, and was claiming that it was taken over by Venezuelan gangsters known as Ramo G.
Yeah?
The Aspen Grove was shuttered in August with about 300 people evicted because of it. And
It
this
was
video
like-
right here, you can see them in the hallway clearly with guns.
Yeah, we're taking over the Carter.
Apparently they were harassing the shit out of these people that live there and just like knocking on their doors all hours of the night. They had to have mad locks on their doors to keep these guys out. They would just like bust into your house.
So he's the Brown, Nino Brown.
But aren't Colorado's an open carry state?
Maybe.
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
So they could probably have the guns, but they were kind of ganging it up a little bit.
Thug it up.
They said that the
Let's go.
They said that the Hell's Angels were on their way there to like take care of them, but that never really happened. That was kind of false reporting online. This next video
hilarious.
is of Sir Elton John, and he had an interview this week, and he was also answering questions about Donald Trump this week. Elton John spoke out to Variety in an interview at the Toronto Film Festival. He was asked what he thought about Trump calling North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un Rocket Man.
How did it feel when he took the lyrics to Rocket Man and he used it as a nickname for Kim Jong-un, and then he gave Kim Jong-un...
I laughed. I thought it was brilliant. I just thought, good on you, Donald. I'm the Rocket Man, yeah. Donald's always been a fan of mine, and he's been to my concerts many, many times. So, I mean, I've always been friendly towards him, and I thank him for his support. Yeah, when he did that, I just thought it was hilarious. Yeah, I know,
Sure.
because he hasn't heard of me, Kim Jong-un. Maybe I'd be very surprised if he had. I've never took...
Now, has Elton John got a vote here in the U.S.? I don't know. Is he a U.S.
Is he a
citizen?
dual citizen? I don't know.
Is he going to be voting for Trump?
Maybe.
I doubt it.
Seems to like him a little bit.
He
All right,
does.
next up I have a Brooklyn road rage fight. Brooklyn in the house. Multiple cars were heavily damaged, including a city bus. following an incident in front of an industrial loading zone on Sunset Park and 53rd Street between 1st and 2nd Avenues, as if we know where that is. Police say a man blocked the service doors with his truck and was being towed when he confronted the tow truck driver. They got in a big old fight. They say he fought with him in the street before getting behind the wheel. He stole the tow truck and took off with it before crashing into a bunch of other cars, and his own truck got flipped off the tow truck. You can see him here taking off with the tow truck there.
God damn.
He goes around the corner, destroyed his own truck. That's his truck that was on the back of the tow truck.
Jeez.
These tow truck drivers, they have to be ready to fight at any time.
They do.
Hell yeah.
Especially when you're going to tow somebody's vehicle.
That's why a lot of them carry guns.
What, are they allowed to carry guns?
They
and
are.
That shit?
Oh, 100%.
Oh,
They're armed.
That seems like a dangerous job.
Yeah,
you have
fuck
to
that.
be.
All right. These guys should have been armed. Don't feed the bums. Police say 22-year-old Jaquarius Jackson asked some people in the park for money, but they offered him food instead. So he got mad. And he
was
attacked
offended.
him.
Video shows the horrifying incident at Post Family Park in Indiantown when detectives say a homeless man armed with a box cutter went wild. The arrest report says 22-year-old Jaquarius Jackson asked one of the victims for money, but instead of offering him money, the victim offered Jackson food, and Jackson did not want food. The video shows he lashed out in anger against one victim, a woman who was recording the incident on a cell phone. The video shows Jackson then focused his outrage on the other victim, who had a bicycle. Jackson punched him in the face, and the two fell to the ground and continued fighting.
Get ready for this suplex. Suplex.
He having a hard time.
Watch this suplex.
It's coming.
WWE
You get a
style.
gadooge right here. Gadooge. Gadooge.
Oh.
Serious
man.
gadooge right there.
A lot of fighting today, Tomcat.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Deja vu again.
Bike cop beat down. A video of a
God
wild.
damn it. It's 9/11, guys. Can we have some reverence, please?
A video of a wild arrest in downtown San Diego is going viral. A group of SDPD bike cops are seen taking down a man and pinning him to the ground. There's no word why this man was arrested. Yeah, he came in hot like he was really angry.
He came in real hot.
This reminds me of the Tyreek Hill video.
It's another black man they're holding down.
Look at that
Black. Probably stealing chromies off their bikes. They got pissed.
Oh.
That takes
Stealing
five
chromies
of
off
them.
their bike.
I told you. It's shit happening all the goddamn
reflectors.
time,
Little
motherfuckers.
chromies.
Were you touching my reflectors?
All right, my
Little
last one
straws on
is
their
my
spokes.
last one is not as bad. Bouquet beat down. A group of single women got into a physical altercation when a bride threw her
Violent
flowers
bitches.
to the crowd in the traditional toss. Now we're all DJs here. Have you ever had this happen? Look at them tatas at a wedding.
Yeah, she does got a nice bouquet.
Throws the bouquet.
Have you ever had brides get into it for the bouquet, like fight it out?
None of my weddings.
No.
I generally say just before they throw the bouquet that, hey, there's no rules.
Yeah.
You guys can fight, pull hair, scratch, whatever
Only
you
for
gotta
the
do.
guys.
You know, it's on, bitches.
They're probably cousins or something.
Nah, I don't know. Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute here.
Look, go, bitch.
Nah, it ain't that bad. They just laying on each other. Like,
They're
make it
kissing.
interesting
Yeah,
at
they
least.
kissed. They were fucking around.
Oh, fuck.
That's the
That
news.
was a good one.
September 11th.
Nice ass.
That's the not
I
so
thought we
good
were gonna get
news.
something better than that.
Brought to you
I thought we were
by,
saying boob flop out. Oh.
Yeah,
brought
I was
to you
like,
by-
no titties out.
All right, too far.
brought to you by
shut up.
Manscaped.
You know you wanted to see it.
That's the news.
That's the news for
Son of a
today.
bitch.
Nice job, Tomcat.
Thank you.
Wasn't
That was
so
fun.
good, but you know the news is not
Wasn't
so
so
good.
bad either, though, was it?
yeah, yeah.
Sorry.
It was
That's
fun.
what she said.
Salute.
Well, it looks like the weather is clear outside. Tomcat, you've been outside. How does it look?
Looks good outside. Yeah, it's good out there.
Looks good
He's
outside.
such a dick, dude. I
We
love
were
it.
just fooling with you guys.
Yeah, it's nice
I know.
outside. The sun's out.
That's
Yeah,
good.
of course.
No
It was
clouds
fun.
in the sky. baby.
Finally get some
Theatrics.
basketball in today, so we're
I
gonna
like
play
it.
some ball after the.
And let's hurry up, dude, because I got to go pick my kid up from school.
Yeah, yeah. No rushing us today. You know,
This is Tic Tac.
that kid can wait.
Yeah,
This is basketball.
Yeah.
It's time to get it on. Everybody, be safe out there on this 9/11.
Please.
And love each other.
Yes.
You know, I mean,
And I began to slide into him from behind.
that was disgusting. Thanks to the boys back in the truck for everything they did today, except for that last drop. Thanks to Tomcat for being Tomcat and getting all fired up on the show today. Good job, Tomcat.
Dare we speak Merry Christmas?
Good job by Memphis, holding it down, staying true to his own laurels.
Always. All right, man. You don't get it.
100%.
He's 10 toes down. And then, of course, Remo G.
¿Qué?
¿Qué pasó, Papi Chulo?
¿Cuándo? Que hora es?
It's been quite a show.
It has.
We'll be back next week, hopefully. God's willing.
He said hopefully. What is that?
Thanks for watching. Have a great night.
Yeah.
So long, everybody.
Later, skaters.
I need tacos.
Bean burritos.
444.
Do you think Chihuahuas taste like tacos?
Yes. Horse meat is good too. Check it out.
I wouldn't even mention
Taco
that
Cat
shit
is
out loud.
Taco Cat spelled backwards.
Catos. They're called catos.